Hello, and thanks so much for joining me. My name's Cole, and today we're going to explore creating some space in the hips. So let's begin. Just take a seat. Let's close our eyes down or let the eyelids be heavy for a moment, and let's just together take a few rounds of breath. Deep inhales, deep exhales, and let's send the exhales out the mouth audibly. So deep inhale through the nose. Full exhale out the mouth, make a sound. Inhale through the nose. And once more. Beautiful. Floating the eyes open. Isn't it amazing what even 3 breaths can do? We're going to bring the feet out in front, the hands behind. Turn the fingers towards the hips. And to start, we're just going to windshield wiper the hips side to side. So moving here. I like starting with that deep exhale to remind us to, that really talks to our parasympathetic system to help us release. And the breath is a language of the nervous system. That's why we can tell ourselves to calm down, but it doesn't really work. But when we do some things that talk to our nervous system in a language that it can hear, then that's more helpful. Take the left foot and we're going to bring it over the right knee. So you might want to walk your feet out a little bit, and then you can walk the right foot up to find where you want to be. So this is like a seated pigeon. Maybe turn the hands out, spread them however you'd like. Roll the shoulders back. Heart center moves towards the shin. Press the shin into the knee. Flex the left foot. And then maybe you walk a little bit more forward. Notice if you start to slump the shoulders, then walk the feet back, out, away from you. Yeah, we want the heart center open. Steady breath. So maybe bringing in that same breath. Inhale through the nose, audible exhale through the mouth. We need some reminders and assistance. Most of us do. I do. I'll speak for myself. To release, especially in the hips, we have a tendency to hold there, and when we don't know it. So sometimes we think we're relaxed, but we're not. We have to really kind of think about it. And when we're getting into tight areas in our body, and really tight areas emotionally as well, we want to come in with a lot of grace, a lot of breath. So we really get to practice this kind of ease and gentleness in our physical practice, and that translates when we're feeling a bit edgy other ways. All right, one more. Inhale. Full exhale. So we're gonna rock the architecture of our legs over towards the right. So the left sole of the foot, we're gonna rock it over, plant it down, and then lift up. Fancy, hey? Maybe you pull the leg in a little bit. We'll take a twist over towards the left. Just a couple rounds of breath. Heart center pulling forward. Neck is lengthening. And then come back up, unwind the leg. Windshield wiper each side. Let's go to the other side. So maybe starting with the legs out a little bit, hook the right foot, and then walk into where you want to be. Remember that heart stays open. Also note that it's likely different on the other side. This hip is way much tighter for me. So begin to cultivate steady breath, emphasis on the exhale. I'm in Morocco, by the way. Did I say that? This is a beautiful Airbnb that we're staying at. Stunning. I love this country. couple more rounds of breath. Let's move over towards the left this time. So rocking the architecture over, the right sole of the foot comes down, both hips come to the ground, and twist towards the right. Slowly release, unwind the legs, and rocking windshield wipering. Let's cross the ankles, crawl forward into tabletop position. Let's take the left knee and begin to draw circles. So imagine drawing circles with the left knee, and we'll go counterclockwise to begin. So some big circles. So notice, see if you can keep the hips relatively square as you move. You can engage the core here, it can be helpful. So imagine you could place like a plate on your sacrum. All right, now in a moment, we're gonna take a big circle out and bring the right knee behind the left knee. Separate the feet, and we're gonna take a seat back. You can sit on top of a blanket, a bolster, or a block, and I'll grab one to show you here. Move into Gomukhasana. And that can help to sit the hips up. Also, you can lengthen the front leg. I really like this as well, kind of the shoelace variation. You can fold forward if you'd like, or just stay up letting gravity do its thing. Focusing on the exhale. One more inhale. Fully release out the mouth. And begin to shift yourself forward, unwind the leg. So wrapping the back leg out and refinding tabletop. Now we're going to continue the hip circles, but moving forward. Yeah. So stable sacrum. Clockwise with the knee circles. And then a big step up outside of the left hand. About 3 rounds of breath, just take the hands and kind of cat paw around. We're getting into the hips a little bit here, but just doing it with some movement. I'll rock the hips back and forth. And we're gonna come into sage pose. So we're gonna kind of turn towards the right, bring the right shin back to sit on the heel. Really like this pose, sage pose. So options, you can take your left peace fingers, wrap them around the toes, or you can grab for the ankle or the foot. Press the left arm into the left leg and begin to twist slightly over towards the right. We're getting into the inner groin here as well. Options with the hand, you can take the right hand and place it behind the back. Maybe you take a bind and reach all the way around to the inside of the left leg. Just an option. Sage pose. Remembering this connection between the left arm and the left leg. Maybe bringing the left ear towards left shoulder, you get a neck stretch at the same time, multitask. And slowly releasing the hands. We're going to come back into a lizard pose. So take the right foot and back it up. And maybe coming down onto the onto the shoulders, onto the forearms. And actually, I'll let you take your choice here. You can take a lizard pose. You can stay up in the hands. You begin to find your way down. The back knee can be up or down, or you can also take pigeon pose. So maybe ask your body which one you'd rather do. Pigeon pose will move the foot over and bring the hips down. So it's just hitting a different part of the hip, so you choose. Try to release the head wherever you are. Maybe it comes to meet a block or a bolster. You can rest head in the hands. And then bring your awareness to your left hip. And see if you can imagine it melting. Because often we think we're relaxing and we're really not. So we can bring some visualization to support us. Maybe visualizing it turning from ice to water. For one more inhale. Full exhale. And let's take a step back, actually. So slowly find your way back to downward dog, whether you're in lizard or pigeon pose. And just take it really lazily, slothfully, bend, sway, swivel. And I'm actually going to switch sides here to help visually. And then can bring the knees down gently, slowly into tabletop, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So first, finding a stable sacrum, you can engage the core, pull the belly towards the spine just slightly, and then big circles with the right knee, and we'll go clockwise first. So about 3 or 4, seeing if you can keep this sacrum stable. This is a really good exercise for those of us, me included, that have SI issues. And then we're going to take the knee, take it behind the left knee, separate the ankles, take a seat. So your version, Gomukhasana, or doubly laced here, or shoelace has the bottom leg long. Bolsters, no bolsters, fold forward, don't fold forward, lots of option. About 5 rounds of breath. Imagine ice into water. And finish your last round of breath and begin to crawl forward, coming back into the tabletop, and about 3, 4 knee circles, this time counterclockwise. Stable sacrum, strong core. And taking a big step up outside of the right hand. And then just walk around with the hands. Can help to explore in the hips, sway. And then we're going to turn ourselves over into sage pose. So tucking the back leg in, taking a seat. Right peace fingers to the toes, or grab the ankles. Press the right arm into the right leg. Find that really, really make a connection there. And use that to help you twist the torso towards the left. Hand can go behind the back, maybe reaches for a bind. Let's bring the right ear towards the right knee. Let the left shoulder be heavy. Lots of things happening here. Sage pose. Steady breath. One more cycle, your pace. slowly release. Hands to the top of the mat as the left leg reaches towards the back. So your option here, lizard pose, or walk the foot across and take pigeon pose. Your option. We have about 5 rounds of breath here. Try to find somewhere to release your head, either in the hands or block or bolster. And then really visualizing the melt here in the right hip. Notice if you're holding the jaw, can you let that go as well? Two more cycles of breath. Where can you deepen? How can you soften? And this time slowly rolling onto the right hip. We'll come up to a seat. Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees wide. Just take a moment, grab for the ankles, press down through the sit bones, lift up through the crown of the head. We'll take a few waves, about 3 or 4 waves. So exhale, wave down. Inhale, wave the spine up. 3 more times, your breath. Maybe the elbows go towards the knees. Add a little bit of weight. Once more. And slowly coming up into Sukhasana, easy pose, good space pose. I actually like that translation better. Sukha meaning sweet, good. Asana meaning pose or seat. It's the good seat, the sweet seat. 3 rounds of breath, just like we began. In the nose, out the mouth. Hands together. We bow the head down. And thank yourself for carving out space for your practice today, space for yourself. Namaste. Thank you all for joining me. Sweet, short practice that is incredibly potent. So if you'd like to learn more about me, head over to colchanceyoga.com. I have lots of retreats and trainings and courses always coming up. I'm always brewing something. So would love to explore with you more. And I'll see you next time on your mat.